You know what's awesome?
What?
Voting.
I fucking love voting. You get the pen, you do all the marks, you get a sticker.
Participating in the democratic process, fulfilling your civic duty, all that. Super good stuff. The only bummer about voting is I just feel like I always have all these questions, like, when am I voting? Where am I voting? Luckily, there's resources that can help answer all of those questions and even more. Places like vote.org, they're a nonprofit that has everything you could ever want to know about voting listed on their website. Voter registration, all the ways you can vote, and even deadlines and guidelines by state. Well, it says here the next election's November 3rd. That's pretty close. That's right. Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020. Probably one of the most important elections of our entire lives. Please vote. Hey, what's up? I'm Liz, the Split Say DIY, and I'm not sure that anyone would argue that 2020 has been especially good. But I feel like lately, even more so, it's almost as if we are spiraling deeper and faster into a growing, bottomless pit of despair. This probably isn't a very healthy feeling, but it is a feeling. And, we have to keep fighting the good fight. We have to keep going. Absolutely. And we can't let ourselves fall into that because, we just can't. But at the same time, sometimes we have to pluck our brains out and just do something extremely mindless so that we don't burn out or, lose it. So that's why I thought today we could do a nice, wholesome teardown of this tiny little Sonic the Hedgehog LCD game toy from a McDonald's Happy Meal. Now, I found this toy in a box full of other childhood treasures as I was doing some cleaning, reorganizing. And this particular toy, it's an LCD game toy, and it was from a Happy Meal in 2003 as part of promotions for Sonic Adventure Director's Cut, or DX. And if I know my former self like I think I do, I probably got a Happy Meal specifically so that I could try to get one of these, because at that time, early 2000s, I was very, and I mean very deeply, madly, truly in love with the Sonic games for GameCube. That was my shit. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is still probably my top 5 games of all time. All time. Like, hours clocked on that game. Hours. And then also Sonic Adventure DX was amazing. It was a full port of the OG Sonic Adventure game that was originally only on Sega Dreamcast, and that was a delight to play through. So yes, I probably got a Happy Meal specifically so that I could get one of these toys. But I did a little research on these, and by that I mean I Googled for about 10 minutes, and just to get some background, because actually Sonic fandom it's big, okay? So I figured, if there's gonna be anything, like, there's probably gonna be at least a little bit of information, and there was. I was surprised to find out that Fisher-Price actually made these for McDonald's. These ones in 2003, and then there were some other ones in 2004. I had, I guess, moved on with my life. I don't have any of those, unfortunately. But for the first run in 2003, there were 6 variants. I saw one was also a Super Monkey Ball variant. Very interesting. The one I have is the Sonic Speedway one. So on the little LCD, you have Sonic and this little F1 racer, and you use these 2 buttons here to move him across the screen so he dodges the other racers, doesn't crash. If he crashes, you lose a point. It's actually really hard to lose, but also it's really fun. It's just fun to play through. But, with all the information, one question still remains. What is inside this thing? Hello? And that's hopefully the question that we're going to answer today by taking this little guy apart. Alright, so here is the game. You got this like molded plastic at the front. 2 buttons. There is an on-off switch in the back. You can also see a little speaker here, a little shiny. And then 4 triangle head screws. So just show you what the gameplay looks like. When you have it on, and I'm sure this killed many a battery, the screen is blank, but then when you press a button, it starts up. And then you can see on the LCD, there the cars are coming across. There's a really annoying beep every time you pass a car. And it's a game. Pretty simple gameplay. When you crash, makes that sound. I think you can crash 5 times and you lose. So it's really hard to lose. That's 4 laps. So if you don't crash into anything for 4 laps, then you win. But yeah, let's take it apart. Let's see. Shall turn off, and then got our screwdriver here. Oh. Okay, so first classic for push buttons, we got some rubber heads on there, and if you look at the actual PCB, we've got kind of similar to what you see in other game controllers, those little pads. So this is the plastic screen cover, very nice. And then if we lift this up here, so there's the battery right there. Looks like it's kind of a fun-shaped PCB. Okay, lifts right up. Ooh, some corrosion on the piezo speaker, but we can see the PCB kind of nice there. And then we have some tiny little screws holding the PCB to the screen. And it looks like it might be zebra stripes here, which allow the screen to just be kind of pushed on top. So I'm gonna see if I can get a screwdriver head that's small, so we can see what's going on. Okay, I found this very small screwdriver head that looks like it will be able to take these out. That one is totally stripped out. Cool. Okay, I actually had to use some needle nose pliers to pull it out, but it came out. And now we can take a look at what's underneath here. Okay, so another plastic frame that also holds in the battery, that also has some corrosion on it. So put that there. It's a tiny battery. It is a LR41. LR41, very small. Pretty cool mechanism. I mean, you'd see someone kind of design probably similar shape with 3D printing now. Like, kind of reminds me of like what Res does for Adafruit. So let's take a look here. Here is the LCD, and yeah, it's I think they're called zebra stripe, rubber stripe things. I saw one of those with my calipers. Yeah, caliper LCD, use the same thing. Can I lift this up? So yeah, so that makes it like the see-through screen, and then like underneath, that's actually where the graphic is for the race. You see there, it's actually like a piece of film. So let's see if we can kind of pull that out safely. I just can't tell if it's, there we go. Yeah, so this is just like a cardboard thing, it looks like. It has the graphics. Pretty cool. So that sits there, so give you the illusion. I'm just curious if I can power it up like while this is out. So I've raised the exposure a little bit so that when just to show you that when you turn it on without the little kind of shiny picture behind, you can see the little sprites. You can like just see them. It's kind of hard with the light, but they are there. So it's a LCD glass display. So additionally, the switch is holding onto the battery clip with this little thing here. And so it's actually pulling it. That's cool. So then there's two pieces of foam that kind of prop it up, and unfortunately there's a blob over the chip, which is too bad. But there's some labeling on the actual PCB, which is interesting. Like it says racing here on the side by the button, which is fun. The switch thing is cool, I think. The fact that it is moving this like thing over, and that puts this in contact with the battery. That's cool. But that's what's inside. All right, it's all back together. Survived the teardown, and it's working. Goes on to race another day. Cool to see what's going on inside. I mean, nothing too surprising, fairly standard. Shame about the gunk on the chip, but it is what it is, you know? If anyone has any insights maybe into what kind of chips are used for these kind of, I don't want to call them vintage because that makes me feel old, but like these little LCD games that they make, you know, that you can get kind of cheap, let me know. If you have any insights on that or any resources to share. But that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this little teardown. I have other little things like this because when I was little, for some reason, like the McDonald's toys and the Burger King toys, like I would save them. So I have a lot of like little weird things. If you're interested in more teardowns like that, some of them have electrical components. Let me know. Yeah, because they're fun. But that's gonna do it for this video. I'll leave links down in the description that I referenced about the history of these little things. I'll put them down there. You can probably hear my cat crying. She wants some attention, and I understand because it's a hard time. But yeah, play some Sonic games. That's always helpful for stress relief. And until next time, this has been Blitz City DIY.